Well, all the stars are here tonight, folks. The red carpet has been rolled out. The year that everyone has will never forget is behind us, but we still have to remember it. We have to acknowledge it. We have a bunch of awards, bunch of prizes to give out, because this is the biggest award show in history. We're talking about the Shooties. The Shooties, the Shoot Brothers Wrestling Podcast annual award show. We're going to give out tons of special achievements and recognition, all these fun things and more. And it's hosted by myself, Mike the Shoot Shepherd, Cameron Oscar Osborne.
Bang, 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 bang. And of course, folks, stay tuned. Special guest Ryan Seacrest will be on the red carpet, chatting it up with the glitz and glamour of that which is the professional wrestling world, Mike. You're right. I dare not to repeat what you've heard all year regarding the remembrance of this current year. I don't even want to bring that up. But one thing, because I like to look at the positive, Mike, because I mean, of course, somewhere amongst March, we entered what can only be known as the Covitude Era. Mm-hmm. And just like the previous wrestling eras that came before it, this one was just as special, exciting, and full of surprises, and just great overall. It was a great year for the show. We hit our big episode 100 not too long ago. We kept that going despite all the changes. Yeah, I mean, overall, we still had plenty of good wrestling to talk about, so I mean, it was obviously a bit different. If anything, I think our show's average time is longer this year than it was last year, as if we have more to talk about. Of course, because, not only, of course, AEW began last October, but this was the first full year of, a brand new company. Yeah, brand new titles were introduced this year. Defended, changed, swapped. Mike, I think you were the one who said that AEW actually has twice as many daily play shows as they did tour shows. Yeah. Or surpassed that number. And for the foreseeable future, that number will continue to be surpassed. Yeah, it's going to take a little while for the even when crowds come back to catch up, but hey, it's all good. But even now they have little pockets all good. I just want to shout out to the Khan family, of course, the Jacksonville Jaguars, for having the place to host. I think, Mike, before we even get into the awards, I'm sure a theme of something that will come up often is the television presentation between both WWE and AEW. Or I'd even go further and say the three separate presentations, right? The NXT presentation, the AEW presentation, and the main roster. Three very different things. Mm-hmm. Certainly. Very different things, and I'm sure will kind of come into play a lot throughout the year. So let's no sense dilly-dallying around what we know is going to happen. Let's get to our first big award of the night, or rather, just first award. Okay. I guess they're all big. They are big. They are huge. So let's actually just kick this one off. Here we go. I'm looking at it. It's the Breakout Star of the Year. Woo! Breakout Star. Mike, this is an award given to a performer who we see just explode in front of our eyes. Right? Sometimes it could be anyone ranging from a performer you didn't even know had in them. Or sometimes just, the hidden talent, and all they needed was the opportunity to shine in front of all of our eyes. Mm-hmm. So, Mike, I think, without further ado, I got to give the 2020 Shootie of the Year, Breakout Star of the Year, going to Kyle O'Reilly of the Undisputed Era of NXT, British Columbia boy. You gotta say that right there. Yeah, so he had these two massive matches this year as a singles competitor, and it was, I guess, one of the after these matches with Finn Balor, I had to go back and find Kyle O'Reilly matches from the past, and he falls into that kind of latter category I mentioned, where he had it in the whole time. He just never quite got the opportunity to be that singles star that he apparently can be.
Yeah, and I mean, even at War Games this year, he was the one that got to pick up the pin. So to Adam Cole's taking a little bit of a back seat, and that's fine with us, I think.
He really has. You know, Kyle O'Reilly has kind of and he was missing at the beginning of the Covitude era. And he came into, as soon as he came back, shit was ready to go. Like, it was as if he hadn't skipped a beat.
Yeah.
And
yeah, exactly.
Kyle O'Reilly, can't wait for what 2021 holds.
I mean, he's got a title match.
At this fucking rate, right? Well, we're talking about a future NXT World Champion. So, Kyle O'Reilly.
Well, he's literally got a title match in mere days from now.
Days from now, there is a title match.
2021, like he said, off to a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, there were some big breakouts this year. Sometimes it's an old guy who's been around a while that has a good year, great year. Someone like Jey Uso. Not my pick. I just wanted to throw him out there.
Of course.
But yeah, sometimes people just break out. Sometimes people have been in this business for a while. You kind of just discover them. That's kind of the case with this person because they had an amazing year. I fell in love with them. I'm talking about Shotzi Blackheart, my breakout star of the year. She's crazy. She'll do anything. Future champion of many degrees. She'll win many titles in her career.
Yeah, we gotta put her on notice. If you haven't noticed just by the quality or matches she's had, just check out NXT marketing. Just check out the NXTshop.com. Use 15% to get your code.
Tons of Shotzi merch.
She is all over the current branding of the women's division of NXT. Of course,
that's another thing too.
She was the host of the Halloween event.
Yeah.
Of course, she's going to do her little ow, ow, ow at New Year's Evil.
She just looks marketable, you know?
Exactly.
An action figure. You see that hair, the tattoos, you're going to want to pick that toy up.
They got her the new tank, and then you can buy the tank for an extra
$25. Remote control tank? Oh, man.
A remote control Shotzi Blackheart tank.
Your kid drives it down to the ring.
You're exactly right. The future is super, super bright for not only that, I mean, fuck, that whole women's division, but Shotzi Blackheart in particular.
Yeah, she was one of my standouts. My breakout of the year.
Agreed. Well deserved, both of these competitors.
Well
and
deserved.
NXT doing a great job, I think, overall this year of putting different people at the forefront, putting new matches out there. I mean, of course,
exactly.
It was
just when you think it was getting a little bit, Adam Cole, Ciampa, Gargano, then they all cool off, and now Gargano's reinvented himself and all these other things. We
were wondering that at the turn of the year, of course, right? And now we've seen, likes of, Thatcher, fucking Cameron Grimes, Dexter Loomis, both sides of the division. Fucking people are coming up.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I'm loving it. There's a lot. Yeah, a lot of potential stars on NXT. I mean, they already are stars. Even more. All right. Shall we move along?
Please, let's go
to the promo of the year.
Promo of the year.
Was this a tough one for you? I heard you take a deep breath there.
Deep action. Well, and sort of all of these things, I have a note kind of on my computer that I try to keep note of things when they happen.
Yeah. For some of them, for some of the shooties, I'm like, I got to put this down.
Exactly, because it's like, this might be something that I will forget if I don't see it. But Mike, I will certainly not forget my particular one. But Mike, you introduced the category, so let's. How about you kick off?
Okay, yes, I had a couple options here, but the one that it came down to, I think the best promos for me, and a lot of the time, are the ones that have realism to them. They hit hard, they involve real life, and this was some real shit, but not in a bad way. It was good. It was all good. I'm talking about the night after Money in the Bank, when Becky Lynch comes out, cuts a promo revealing that she's relinquishing her woman's title. She's going off to be a mother. And the sheer surprise and Asuka and the reaction and everything. It was just such a happy, nice, emotional moment. You don't always get those in wrestling. And it was fun.
You really don't.
And bittersweet, because the title had to end. Her record title reign had to end early.
That was like 400 days or something, right? 400 plus?
Yeah.
God,
she probably could have still been holding the damn thing.
At this rate, sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
But I loved it. Great moment.
Yeah.
Real emotion.
Real emotional, like you said. The the real world and professional wrestling coming together. That kid's been born too, right? Isn't it have a weird
Little
name?
Rue.
Rue. Yeah, that's where it was.
With an X, not like the kangaroo.
Like R. U.
Like the performer La Rue. You may remember.
Oh, okay. So R-U-E.
R-O-U-X.
R-O-U-X. Okay.
La Rue, like French, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Bulletproof.
French, I guess, because, I don't know, she's Irish or something.
Well, O-U. You know what I mean.
Congratulations, Becky Lynch, on your first Shootie of the year.
She wasn't around a lot of the year, so it's hard. Some of these categories, she might not be able to compete, but that's one she got.
She really wasn't. But yeah, Mike, you were exactly right. Promo of the year, it can truly make or break, a rivalry, a program, right? It can make, break, set, or stale the tone of any kind of performance going on, right? Sometimes we choose to start an episode of Monday Night Raw with a 20-minute promo, but is this really the way that we need to set a rivalry, a match, to set the emotion, Mike? Sometimes a promo can be so good and so sweet and so quick that we are truly drawn into the emotion of the performers and everything that is truly at stake. Mike, my promo of the year, Shootie 2020, goes to Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley for the soap opera pre-I Quit match. Because this was personal. This was personal between these two men who have known each other for decades on the indie scene. Kingston was calling Jon Moxley the sports entertainer. You go to the land of sports entertainment, and then, of course, my photo of the year. I mean, that's not even a category that we have. Is Eddie Kingston standing up to the camera, and he's been studying telenovelas, dramatically looking over his shoulder in disgust, while Jon Moxley rebuttals, while they talk about Eddie Kingston's mom.
I know the exact shot.
If you see it, you know the exact shot. And that promo, it was so good.
I mean, you could have picked probably one of 10 Eddie Kingston promos.
10 Eddie Kingston promos.
No, that particular one I remember, of course, that dramatic
second
shot.
I heard it, I knew this was the one. It really set itself out. Eddie Kingston, Jon Moxley, for your soap opera promo, you've won the Shootie of the year.
Hey, well deserved. Eddie Kingston, another guy, could have been a breakout star of the year too, just based on his talking alone.
Oh, could have just flooded every single one of these categories. We don't have any we don't do nominations because that would be a bit wild. That would probably be a bit too crazy. But this would be one of Eddie Kingston had Titanic level nominations. For every little kind of little category, he's sneaking in there.
Did Titanic
somehow.
win Best Picture?
It did. It did.
Okay.
It did.
I guess it had to. It was a phenomenon.
1999 would never be the same.
Yeah.
After that movie came out. Okay, Mike, I think we should move on to another category. Let's go over to Best Turn.
Best turn. Okay.
Best turn. Of course, the turn when face to heel, heel to face. Sometimes we've seen both.
Yeah, it could go either way. Could sometimes both in the same night.
Of course, a turn could be this long-winded affair which takes weeks on television, or it can be as quick as a single maneuver in a single match that can change the landscape of the main event wrestling scene for years to come, which is why I need to give my best turn to Drew McIntyre's babyface run. It was just at the end of last year when him and fucking Dolph are taking on Roman and Taker in the most kind of lopsided thing that we've seen.
It feels so long ago now, but
for a long time, the Scottish psychopath ran the card, and then it wasn't until that faithful day in February, where with one single maneuver, Drew McIntyre's babyface run began, and he's been a fantastic world champion throughout this entire year and throughout Monday Night Raw's presentation of the Covitude.
Yeah, can't argue with that. Mr. Drew. All right.
They don't even call him Scottish Psychopath anymore. They call him the Scottish Warrior now.
Well, yeah, he's got his sword or his claymore, his kilt.
He's
not crazy. He's a warrior.
Exactly. But he's not a psychopath. He's a warrior.
Yeah, he's dignified. Okay. Yeah, this one was... It's come down to 3 for me, but let's just pick one. At the end of the day, I'm going to go with...
You haven't even decided.
I have decided, but I'll just go with my heart.
Go with your heart.
Sasha Banks turning face. You know, she played the heel, but she's the best wrestler, best women's wrestler. So at the end of the day, you want to cheer her. She finally turned babyface, got the big wins on Bayley, got the big defense of her title. She's the boss still. She's still got the attitude, but Sasha Banks, love to cheer you. So now the kids can do it too.
Sasha Banks' face turn. When did that happen? That was kind of endish of summer?
Yeah. Got to be around there, right? They lost the tag titles. Yeah, Sasha Banks. I'll throw an honorable mention to Kenny Omega for that big heel turn at the end of the year.
Huge heel turn. That was huge. That was also up in there. And it is funny when looking at sort of these awards, and sometimes the best thing happens in that last month. And you're like, fuck. Like, what are the odds of that? Fine. You know, like you were so convinced that something that happened in April was going to be the top, and then something happens in December 2nd. Like, shit.
No, I think December overall, we had a lot of good wrestling.
Really was, yeah.
TLC, the Christmas show, the Brody show. Tons of good.
Yeah, tons of good stuff. No, you're right.
Okay, so that was both of our turns of the year.
Big one.
All right, well, let's just jump on down because it's right below for me. Let's do the favorite theme music of the year. Why is that fun?
It's also below for me, so I guess somehow we got the same list to like chronological.
Well, I bet that it's not the same overall.
Yeah.
We'll see. But anyways, favorite theme music. This is a category. You know, the song could be around for a while. You can just start to like it later on, or a new song could come out. Anything could happen. I'm pretty sure I picked Becky Lynch's last year.
Yes, you did.
But she wasn't around much this year. Didn't get to hear it as much. Didn't get to jam to it as much. But the song that everyone was jamming to, I'm going to have to go with Judas. I don't think it was until that cruise when it fully took effect, where the crowd was singing every word. And from that week forward, for at least when they were around. But yeah, I'm going with Judas, the Inner Circle, the Chris Jericho theme song.
The Chris Jericho theme, it's him now. You're right. As soon as people started singing it, when they fade down the music and they give them a verse, or they give them an extra, line of the chorus or something.
And Jericho's got a big smile on his face.
Oh my God! That's the biggest smile you
will
see.
They finally like Fozzy.
They're singing Fozzy. The biggest moment of his life, because you know that many people singing Judas at a AEW event is more people than would attend a Fozzy event.
Pretty guaranteed, pretty much.
Pretty guaranteed, yeah.
Yeah. So, but there's a reason. It's a banger.
It's a banger. Congratulations to Chris Jericho, Fozzy, Judas, 2020 Shootie champion, Mike. Really, I mean, and you did phrase it best. You know what? I think what we're looking for here is the song that you just can't keep out of your head. You know, sometimes maybe you even found yourself putting on this song, kind of when you're curled up in bed on your headphones, like you're 12 years old again, listening to Black Sabbath, Mike, because my 2020 Shootie winner of the year for best theme music goes to none other than Chris Jericho and Judas, Mike. What it was for me was, I think Revolution is what set it off. Revolution was the one when they had that live choir, and then it broke out into the actual, like the full kind of thing. That entire presentation of that, I have watched that video a lot. It's up there on YouTube. It's on AEW's channel. Like it's not only this like awesome rendition of the song in this kind of a cappella way, and then you get that beautiful fade out, and like you said, that Chris Jericho smile.
Oh yeah. No, I need to go back and rewatch the live version.
It's up there.
I remember it from the show, but I don't think I've watched it since Revolution. So
It's up there. It's up there. And our first unanimous Shootie winner of this year. There were many last year. So
and I mean, hey, it's such a good song. It could even win a repeat. Who knows? Next year.
it even could.
Once crowd comes back, it'll breathe new life into it once again.
It really will.
We'll see.
It really will.
Let's move on.
Let's move on here. Let's move on to referee of the year.
Referee,
best ref of the year. What's there? What do I have to say about an official? They dictate the match. Of course, consensus winner Aubrey Edwards from last year. Every time she goes out there, you see the performance on her face. And she's been doing some sketchy, some shady shit lately, I gotta say. I don't like how she's calling some matches.
What, you think she's a little lenient
I think if any one official within AEW is, crooked, she's the one to do it. But that's beside the point, Mike, because let me take you back
to the night. Out with Britt Baker.
Let me take you back to the night of Monday, August 3rd. 2020, of course. This was a matchup on Monday Night Raw. Featured none other than Sasha Banks, of course, being accompanied to ringside by Bayley, and they were taking on Shayna Baszler. Now by this, of course. So this is Sasha, Raw Women's Champion. Of course, because she had just taken the belt from Asuka. And at this point, Asuka and Sasha were in the thick of it because we know Asuka wants that championship back. So, of course, what does Asuka decide to do in the middle of the match between Sasha and Shayna? She attacks Bayley at ringside, standing by Sasha. She attacks Bayley 4 minutes and 48 seconds into the match. So what do you think happens? Probably a little interference, and maybe Shayna gets a little roll-up win while Sasha's trying to look out for her friend. No, the match is called off into a no contest. And for that puzzling reason alone, Mike, this year's Shootie winner for Referee of the Year goes to Eddie Orengo. WWE professional ref. I still don't know why that was called off. To this day, I wonder sometimes. Why?
So you reward his incompetence.
I reward his maybe it's an issue of I'm not taking any shit. We're kind of like
okay. I mean, hey, if that's in the rule and he enforced it correctly, hey.
And to play such a card like that, it makes me think. I think every other referee is incompetent beside him. Because, that's a fucking no contest. We should be kicking everybody out. Every match in professional wrestling should end in a no contest because Eddie Orengo is staying to the script. Eddie Orengo, you're the Shootie winner, Referee of the Year.
Okay. Well, I didn't see that one coming.
Swerve. There's swerves all over the card.
But, a referee, like you said, does got to abide by the rules. I can respect that. But they do have a second job, and that is keeping order, keeping real life in order, keeping the match in order, keeping the health and safety of the performers in order. And during the debacle, Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara's last man standing match, there was only one person who was doing the right thing in that whole company, and that was Aubrey Edwards, looking out for Matt, trying to stop the match, trying to get the doctor in. They were fucking things up. But Aubrey Edwards is a damn professional, the best in the business. I don't care if she seems like she's doing something wrong, then you're wrong.
I'm just saying, if they're going to write in a conspiracy angle, it's centering around
that's the thing.
Aubrey
She's
Edwards,
so good a performer that if they want to put her in a storyline, hey, she can do it.
She could be there. Wow. Now a 3-time Shootie winner. This is truly incredible.
Yeah.
This is truly
gotta give it to the girl. My girl, Aubrey.
My girl. Talking about. Mike, let's move on to our next little ditty.
Okay, well, let's stay with the unsung heroes, the not part of the ring. Let's go to the commentary of the year. All right, this was basically a 2-horse race for me. A lot of shows don't have the greatest commentary. We'll be honest about that. But I think we're just picking one person here. So if I have to pick my number one standout of the year, the most consistent, I'll probably just have to go. He had good material to work with anyway. So I'll go with Tony Schiavone for commentary of the year.
Classic Schiavone. Yeah, I mean, of course, totally rewarded, and a voice in our ear that either you've never heard or you haven't heard in a long, long time.
Yeah, and he knows his stuff. He knows a lot of the moves, and he's genuinely excited. When he's watching the show, he's like, I haven't had this much fun in years.
And we're like, you probably haven't, Tony. Mike, you're right. It was of course, last year's consensus winner, Mauro Ranallo. We didn't have him on television as much as we would have liked this year. He's no longer with the company, which is a bit of a bummer. Mm-hmm. But Mike, what we did get, I think, I got to side with you. What we did get this year was truly getting to listen to a full commentary team work together, right? And I'm sticking with AEW on this one. Of course, when the first few little bits, it was a little challenging. We did definitely notice a couple things that, just people working it out, like a band practicing.
Yeah, it was all right.
No different. And, so I'm sticking on the AEW desk. You know his name. You probably don't know what he looks like, though, because I'm giving my best commentator, Shooty 2020, to Excalibur. I love the way he emphasizes Spanish terms.
Yeah, he's not saying suicide dive.
The tope suicida or the tope con hero. Something about it. I don't know. He's and somebody, who I had no clue who the fuck this guy was, or barely. I know he's a founder of PWG. I think that was like all I knew about him. Mm-hmm. Kind of coming into AEW, and as soon as they worked out all the kinks, kind of between him, Schiavone. He functions great with, and it feels like there's new people on commentary every week for AEW, right? We slap Eddie Kingston on for one, and next thing you know, Jericho's coming in, Taz, Britt Baker comes on, and he flows so well with every single one of these performers. Yeah, bright future ahead. He could have been Rising Star. But you got the commentary. Your best commentator.
Yeah, no, I definitely say he's the most learned of the probably of any of the current commentary guys. He knows all the moves. He knows everything. Yeah, knows all the guys' histories.
Yeah, Excalibur knows as much about like wrestling maneuvers as JR knows about American college football programs. Yeah. It's sort of like, because JR's American football program is through the roof. His knowledge is up there.
And I had to give a shout out in a very close second place for me with Samoa Joe. For how good he is. He doesn't always get the best material to work with, but his reactions are genuine and they're great.
Yeah, you almost forget that he's kind of there now. You forget that it's Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I do miss him in the ring. But
exactly, he's just become such a part of what we're listening to every week.
Yeah, but hey, our Rumble's coming up.
Anything can happen at the Rumble. That's congratulations to both Tony Schiavone and Excalibur. Mike, I've got another award here. It's sitting in my hand. What would the Shooty statue look like?
I don't know. Do you think it would be...
That's
I don't know. Would it be similar to a Slammy, or would we want something more original?
Something more
like not a golden wrestler.
Yeah, that's we'll have to work on that. Maybe it's just
like a wrestling ring, a miniature ring.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's a ladder on a little post.
Yeah,
like a ladder that's open. Who knows?
Something like that.
But let's open here to the.
Oh, wait, I've got it. Oh, picture a wrestling ring.
Okay.
And then in the middle of the ring, where a ladder would stand, you have a microphone.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Okay, yeah, and like the old school looking microphone, like the same
like
that's
the
in
silver
our logo.
with the slits in it.
Okay, we're getting somewhere here, Mike. I like that. Let's get into that as soon as we get the belt designed.
Yeah, then we'll get that.
What we need built is the actual Shooty statue.
Shooty replica.
Let's move ahead because I had one in mind that I would love to get to right now, and it is the Shooty for Spot of the Year.
Woo, boy. Yeah. There was some crazy shit.
And a spot can be so many things to so many people. Sometimes it can be a particular maneuver. Sometimes it can be a series of maneuvers, a little combination. Or sometimes it can just be a good old-fashioned fucking spot fest.
Yeah. If you like the green mist, that's your favorite.
A green mist is a spot. That's a spot. And it can be so. This category is huge, and it happens in almost every single wrestling match. It is really hard.
At least every show of the week, there's always
a good spot, and sometimes a good spot can just be like a finisher off the second rope. Sometimes that's the spot of the match. Sometimes so many things in between. But I would like to take, for my purposes, I would like to take ourselves back to NXT War Games. Where of course this is War Games, so shit's gonna be off the hook, and I got to give my spot of the year to Dakota Kai stomping Io Shirai in the garbage can. Look, okay, so this was by this point Io Shirai had already moonsaulted with the garbage can on, I think, or it wasn't a full moonsault. It was just kind of like a dive off.
A dive.
That would be wild. That would have been wild. That would have been spot of the year.
Wow, that's a little maybe.
But
maybe
then to see the garbage can come back was one thing, and it went back over her head, and you're like, what's going to happen? I was picturing the old chair on the garbage can. And then, the rattling sounds, the vibrations of it all. But no, Dakota Kai just got up on the third rope and just came like fucking Finn Balor style down on the garbage can. Io Shirai was stuck.
Yeah, she crushed it. She had to
She was literally stuck, and then they
had to pull her out.
Dakota Kai had to unbend the garbage can to get her out to pin her for the 2. It was like just good for kind of like that pinfall attempt. Loved that spot. Totally popped. A really fun way to use the garbage can. Io Shirai, Dakota Kai. Shooties.
It was awesome. I love that spot. Love that. So let's just kind of stick with that same War Games match. But different spot. Because just moments earlier, Io Shirai, when she did put that garbage can over her head and just jumped blindly into a crowd of women. Crazy spot. She's crazy. So I'm going with that one. Same match, similar thing. Garbage can and Io Shirai. They stole the show.
The top 2 performers at War Games were Io Shirai, number 2, and the garbage can, number 1. The big crossbody dive, whatever you want to call it. She is wild. She's been using that garbage can like nothing else. What a fun match that was.
Fun. Okay. My turn to pick. Let's go with the best celebrity appearance.
Okay, we will.
Oh, yeah, it's my turn.
You picked it.
Yeah. Okay. So, this doesn't necessarily have to mean that they were in a match or anything. They could have just showed up. They could have been at ringside. Could have, been in an angle of some sort. But I'm going with a guy who was in a match, and I think he impressed all of us. He was in a couple matches. He was cutting promos. He was doing everything, and he did it very well. I'm talking about Pat McAfee, former NFL Super Bowl winner.
Is he a Super Bowl winner? I didn't catch that.
I think he played for the Colts when they won.
Oh, congratulations.
I believe so. I could be wrong.
I believe the best.
But yeah, Pat McAfee, best celebrity.
Best celebrity appearance, and this was also, weird year for those kind of appearances. WWE always has something tricked up their sleeve with something around Mania. I remember it was Colin Jost and Michael Che a couple years ago. They kind of get worked into that little angle with Braun. Yeah. And sort of all those ways they make it work, and it is special to see, special to see a celebrity get worked into an angle very, very specifically, to the point where they are taking up television time. They are on the microphone. They are in matches. I mean, hell, they're on the microphone with 3 dudes who don't even fucking talk.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I got to give my Shootie 2020 winner, best celebrity appearance, to Pat McAfee. The second unanimous choice of the day. You're entirely right. I mean, and if the and I was wondering this to myself, if the quality of his matches were any less, would he still have won this on promo work alone? Probably. He was that good and on and off the mic, and then I thought to myself, well, take him out off the mic. Is his performances in the ring good enough to give him this award? And I was also kind of like, Probably. He was in the War Games match. He came in out there at the very, very end, like the greasy piece of shit that he is. And he has done 2 destroyers now.
Yeah, he did a couple destroyers, big moonsault through a table.
Exactly. These are huge. These are huge spots, and to be put in a match with a guy like Adam Cole, I mean, that's huge. That is huge to be in a pay-per-view match with Adam Cole, and he did not disappoint. Look forward to seeing him in the future, 2021.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see more of him.
Yes, we will. Okay, Mike. Right here.
Yeah.
I got a good one for you.
Okay.
We are going to look at the work of the year.
Oh.
Now, this was you expressed some difficulty in this to me the other day. Of course, the work, sometimes we're worked, baby. Sometimes it happens to us right in front of our fucking faces.
Yeah.
You know, it's an important moment. The work is a very, very important moment in the wrestling world, because it can be this moment that the professional wrestling community and the non-professional wrestling community come together, a la last year's winner Lacey Evans with her speeding ticket in Calgary. It's really truly a moment where we got to see the non-wrestling fans get worked.
Yeah, I think last year it was just so easy for me. That's why this year I was like, I didn't have a
there was
an
no
instant pick.
Yeah,
like
there was
that.
no superstar getting pulled over by the cops and then being their shit character. Yeah. Would love to see MJF get pulled over by the cops. However, sometimes you can be worked is something that like stays. It's something that happens to only the people watching the wrestling shows.
Yeah, it can happen in the ring.
It can happen in the ring. It can happen out of the ring. It can be this huge arc that you thought was going to happen, and then it never happened because, Mike, I got fucking worked. My 2020 Shootie winner of the year for work of the year was that Dominic Mysterio will be pushed to the top of the roster. I could have fucking sworn leading up to SummerSlam, he had these 2 matches afterwards. I thought Dominic Mysterio would be the next dude. I thought he was at least coming up to the fucking mid-card. You know, and I thought he was at least going to be like have a match every week, even if he's thrown into those like kind of like shitty or kind of like 6 or 8 man. I thought we'd still see him. I mean, shit, we see Baron Corbin more often than we saw Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio went from being a regular player to kind of like a pink turtleneck wearing chauffeur to his hot sister. I got worked. I thought he was going places. It really doesn't seem like he is. And for that reason, he's the Shootie winner.
Yeah. I mean, compared to last year, his beginning of his year, and last year we saw him a bit during that Brock Lesnar, Rey Mysterio title match.
A little bit in the Survivor Series. Yep, we did see that a bit.
That was one of the big works of the year. I almost thought Rey was going to win the title. I got worked. But, Dominic, where have you been lately, buddy?
What have
I don't know.
Oh my god! Yeah,
ever since the purple turtleneck or pink turtleneck, we haven't seen him.
He's just become this show, and I mean, and I've thought about SmackDown the past few weeks. Also, the Mysterio.
Reginald's getting more TV time.
Who the fuck is that guy? Like, it was as if like WWE management didn't know where to go with the story, and so it ended poorly, knowing that Seth Rollins was going to leave at a certain point. Mm-hmm. And now there's any sort of momentum, I feel like, just sort of fluttered away when the program went from being the Mysterios against Seth and Murphy to now Murphy and a woman 13 years younger than him are in love. Like, that's where they changed it for YouTube hits, and now we're kind of left without Ray and Dominic.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't really seen any of them in a while.
Neither one of them.
The whole thing is falling apart.
I mean, but what's crazy and what's crazier is that the whole story fell apart, and SmackDown's still a great show.
Yeah.
Like,
so maybe it's for the best.
You know, the Mysterios had to fall so Big E could be pushed. I don't know. Like, do we only have time for one other segment that's not Roman or Carmella?
I don't know. They only 2 hours.
It's only a 2-hour show.
Don't give them any
here.
ideas.
It's only a 2-hour show. We need to give Reginald, 13 minutes of screen time. So,
okay, I'll give you my work of the year. Like we said, it couldn't really be anything, really. Something gets you worked up, gets you riled, gets you into what you're seeing, make you believe in things, or I don't know. But sometimes it's just a really good match, the way it's booked. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean, baby.
So I think everyone was having a good time getting worked during the 2020 Royal Rumble when Brock Lesnar was in the ring just doing his thing. And, Kofi comes out, the New Day, Rey Mysterio, all these storylines culminating at once. A beautiful past year of booking. Ricochet comes out, and then, of course, the big moment with Drew eliminating him. And then you're only like halfway through the Rumble. Then you get like the return of Edge, Roman Reigns coming out to get booed, and all these other crazy shits. Just so many moments where you get sucked in and worked up. And, sometimes that's just, just a perfectly booked Rumble. And it was great work. So work of the year.
Great work. God, and, there is already so much excitement surrounding that match. That expectations are high, and seldom can you say that expectations were met.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times they blow it. A lot of times they're just good, but this was one of the top memorable of all time.
Yeah, this one was something special.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's my turn to pick.
It's your go.
Let's go with the least over person in wrestling.
Least over. Now, this is one of those classic categories you don't want.
It's really our only negative category, I think.
It really is. But we got to give the Razzies the respect that they get.
Yeah, we got to have at least one. The what's it called? The booby prize. Okay. Least over. I mean, this is they're all personal choices, but just someone you don't really like or care about in any way. This person sticks around. They seem to be on TV every single week, whether you like it or not. And I just don't like them much right now, or not much in the past. I'm just going to go least over. King Corbin.
As we're still calling him King Corbin.
Yeah. I don't want that to last much longer.
Yeah, Baron Corbin falls into this category where, like, I'm starting to almost come around. I thought I would never say those words. I'm starting to almost come around. I think because, like, there has to be a reason why he's on TV every week. Like, this isn't a fluke. He's got to be doing something right. And I just don't see it. I don't... is it because it's like he's easy on the hair and makeup team? He's just kind of bald.
He's tall and ugly looking, so like he's a heel.
I'm almost like, oh God, are you a locker room leader at this point? What's his shtick that truly makes him? God, who knows? But congratulations to King Corbin, to King Baron Corbin. Hey, it's an award that nobody wants to win, but we gotta put it out there.
Yeah. The booby prize.
The booby. Booby. Okay, Mike, yeah, like you said, least over. Nothing glamorous about it. This was an odd year. Also, sometimes when I think over or not, you really got to think about how the crowd does react to their just mere presence. This was not least over, most over. We're not awards that we had last year, but we all know the pop that somebody gets, not from a return, just by simply fucking being there. Their theme music hits, they're there. We all know the pop that can happen, in the most over and least over. What? Your theme music starts and kind of nobody cares.
Yeah,
your match is over and nobody cares. You're booked and nobody cares. I mean, if you're being booked in the last 30 minutes of a show, but there's still a final segment, you're probably not very over. They just need to get you on fucking television and move on. So, Mike, my Shooty winner, least over, goes to the entire AEW women's division. That's about it. It's been a series of matches with matches where nothing memorable's happened. Like I just said, you're kind of booked as the last match before the last thing before the last segment, which is never a good place where you want to be in that second hour and a half of television. Mm-hmm. And it really sucks. It really sucks because we see the women's divisions on all the other programs and they're fucking flying, especially on Wednesday's counterpart where the women are at the forefront more often than not of the entire show. And it is a bummer to see such everybody be not over at all. So for that reason, AEW Women's Division get the win.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, and hopefully, I mean, enough people recognize that it's a problem that hopefully they're gonna correct it.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Hopefully they do. Okay, cool, Mike. Let's move on. I got one hot off the presses here for you. One I'm very excited about. We're talking about the Rookie of the Year.
Woo! Okay.
Woo! Who?
That was a movie, right?
Pardon?
That was a baseball movie.
Rookie of the Year?
A baseball movie?
I don't know. I believe it sounds about right. But Mike, well, you mentioned a baseball movie, because when we think about rookie in other sports, we often think of a brand new draft pick, right? We think of somebody who may have they played a couple years of college ball and now they're in the pros and they are quote unquote a rookie because they have played they have fallen within the requirements. But there's no requirements for this show.
No, we don't have all these technicalities like minimum number of
matches. Because what is a match? Of course, the independent scene all over the world is so incredibly strong. And sometimes a rookie could be working on those indie shows for years, and it's not until they find the right time in their career to be thrust onto television, to be put at the commentary desk, and hell, Mike, even main event pay-per-view matches for fucking world championships. You already know what I'm about to say. The 2020 Shootie winner of the year for Rookie of the Year goes to Eddie Kingston. I cannot think of somebody more deserving in my eyes, who has really just popped on the scene, did not even know fucking existed before like June. Did not even know he was a person until June, and for him to be now leading factions, leading stables, having incredible promos, commentary. He was in the I Quit match. Such a huge arc, an exponential curve up for Eddie Kingston's, popularity. And it's been incredible to watch.
Yeah, no, great choice there. I can't argue with that. But I will a little bit.
We're arguing about
these? He was definitely in my top category here for this. But someone else I'm going to go with. They impressed me a lot. Eddie Kingston impressed me as soon as I saw him. So maybe this one was a bit different because they got better and better. So I don't know. But I'm going to talk about Raquel Gonzalez, who has just steadily, gone from the bodyguard to kind of carrying her team to victory at War Games, or getting the pinfall at least. Mm-hmm. And now she's feuding with Rhea Ripley in singles matches, and really like Raquel. She's one of the few really big women in the division.
And,
tall, at least.
Physically big and strong.
Yeah, strength, imposing.
And you're exactly right, and one pinfall could mean everything. Just like we said about Kyle O'Reilly getting the pin in the men's War Games match, Raquel Gonzalez getting the pin in the women's War Games match is huge. That is a big deal.
Yeah.
And there you see it. Like, that's, this is a superstar that we've seen kind of mold and grow in front of our eyes. And 2021 looks bright as hell for the entire fucking NXT Women's division. Truly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Forever and for always.
Hopefully.
Okay, next category. Let's go with the best finishing maneuver. Or I guess it could just be any move, really, but right?
Yeah, it could be.
Best wrestling move?
Be a chop. It could be a chop if you want it to be.
Yeah, you could if you want Dustin's bulldog.
The running bulldog. That's my.
But no, the best finisher. I think last year I picked the Black Arrow.
That's correct.
The best finisher of all time. But sometimes I could just repeat it, but I'm not going to. I'll do something different because this guy, he wasn't around last year, but he came in and loved his finisher as soon as I saw it. I'm talking about the Drill Claw from Mr. Brian Cage. Like I said, love those head-targeted moves, and it looks very dangerous.
As soon as a move targets the head, Mike, you are all on board.
It's just so much more dangerous than landing on your back,
Yeah. No, you're right. And so what? He came in at Double or Nothing, I think, in that.
The poker chip Was it the ladder match? We had to grab the poker chip.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, and he was the special. I think it was like he was the special entrant. I think was the
wild, the Joker or something.
Yeah, the Joker card or whatever. But yeah, you're exactly right. He's fucking huge. So when he like maneuvers little people, or just like anybody, because anybody is smaller.
Pretty much
Brian Cage.
Nearly everyone on the roster.
So you just kind of like do something to someone, and imagine like I would feel so safe landing on knowing that his massive muscles are there to cushion my fall.
Those thighs will just protect your head and neck.
Those huge thighs of his are going to protect, just like a little cushion. You know when you buy a mug and it comes in a box and the box is filled with styrofoam that like perfectly fits the mug? That would be my head in Brian Cage's thighs.
Good analogy.
Hey, I got him sometimes.
I like him.
Mike, we're talking finishing moves, like you said. For you, the drill claw, the head maneuvers is what does it for you. I mean, it can mean a lot of things for different audiences, right? Sometimes, a finishing move or a maneuver of any kind can mean anything from like, oh, he's probably gonna kick out, to oh shit, he's definitely not gonna kick out. And then sometimes you see the kick out, and then your mind is even blown.
You're like, whoa.
Even further.
Yeah. We've all had times where like it's over. You're pretty much ready to walk away, and then you're like, oh, I kicked out.
And sometimes, Mike, I gotta look back to a maneuver that people had kicked out of before. It didn't become more devastating. Just as soon as this particular one was delivered, the game changed forever. I gotta give my best finishing move of the year to Drew McIntyre's Claymore. It started with the little countdown, but ended with him kicking Brock Lesnar over that top rope. And ever since then, I think that maneuver is so tied to him being so over.
Yeah.
For that massive...
And it's unique enough that it's like his move. Like there's so many other moves that are similar, but his is like specific enough.
And he is so big that his kind... I imagine he's like 5 feet in the air when he does it.
Yeah.
Because he himself has to be 6'6". And to smack Brock in the face, Brock goes over. You're just, holy shit! As soon as that happened, that move it was cemented in infamy forever. Drew McIntyre's Claymore.
Yeah, no, fair choice. Okay,
was that one mine or was that you?
One. I picked the best finisher.
That was you.
So why don't you pick one, and then maybe we take a break.
That sounds great. Because I have a nice way to come back from the break, which I think will be a lot of fun. Let's move over to Faction of the Year.
Faction.
Faction. Faction of the Year. What's a faction? It's a group of guys or women. Group of people thrown together. Sometimes it can be the other. Sometimes a faction is a group of people who come together by necessity.
Sometimes they don't have to like each other.
They don't have to like each other all the time. But sometimes people come together by necessity. Sometimes people are sort of packaged and given to us through confusing audiovisual glitches. Or sometimes it's sometimes it's just a group of people who truly come together and just fucking dominate. And I can't think of a faction that represents that anymore this year. My 2020 Shootie winner of the year. Breakout faction of the year. Oh my god, I'm all over the place here. The Hurt Business. Just give it to the Hurt Business. This one's big for me because I was super cold on MVP when he came back. I didn't really get it. And then he sort of starts bringing. I think he brought Lashley in first.
Yeah,
and then
broke him up with Lana,
and then brought Shelton Benjamin in. And I like the progression we've seen because truly this whole year we've seen the Hurt Business go from nothing, like literally nothing, to strapped in gold.
Yeah, each individual person, they are much better off now than where they were before being in the Hurt Business.
Yes,
at least for the year.
Very much so. MVP has elevated these three dudes, and although we've complained in the past about nobody seeking the U.S. Championship, at least Bobby Lashley's holding it, so that's got to account for something.
Yeah, he still looks like intimidating and stuff. He's just
exactly.
not fighting.
Yeah. So for that reason, the Hurt Business, you are my faction of the year.
Yeah, no, they killed it. Great merch. Love that shirt.
It's the gold and black, baby. Gold and black.
Yeah. Although after a couple washes, I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah.
I don't know.
It could be. Imagine if it's laminate print, and then it starts to, like, peel off instead of fade. Oh,
no,
I had a shirt like. Never mind.
That's lame. But yeah, Hurt Business, very good choice. But they're gonna have to be my runner-up this year. I'm gonna have to stick with a faction who, top of the business, top of their game. They even added a couple members. We're going with the Inner Circle. They were just in the infancy stages last year, so we got to kind of have full bloom this year. And just, so much variety. You got the big guys, you got the little guys, you got the veterans. You got everything. And more.
And more. This is actually the Inner Circle's second Faction of the Year winner.
Wow.
Kind of two.
I wasn't sure if they'd win last year or if it was the Undisputed Era.
They were my choice. You were
Undisputed Era. I picked you. Okay.
I was Inner Circle, but back-to-back winner. You got to be doing something right.
Counts.
Will they last all of 2021?
Can we get a three-peat?
If Inner Circle makes it through 2021, either like relatively unscathed, I see no reason why they can't go for the three-peat.
I won't say unscathed. I think we could see members that are not.
Well, that's what I said. That's why I said relatively.
But I mean, in name, if the name is there,
as long as the name stands. There were many members of the NWO.
Oh, where are they?
Who were they? Oh, I can't name all that.
So,
Chris Benoit.
No. Maybe.
I think he was in there for a second. That's a great time.
Of all names.
That'll be a trivia one week. Just name every single member of NWO.
A gauntlet.
Ever. Fuck.
I couldn't even do that.
Yeah, God, neither could I. Mike, I think that's about time. Good as ever to we're about halfway through our categories here. I think we should take a quick break.
Yeah, let's take a break.
That's perfect.
Come on, right back. We got a bunch more to get through.
Tons more awards. So, of course, as is any award show, if you have to get up and use the washroom, be sure to just call on the seat filler. So the seat filler sits in your seat, so it all looks good on the camera. Because again, we want this thing to be presentable.
What if the seat filler has to go to the washroom?
Yeah, how does that work? What if the seat filler needs to take a big dump?
Yeah, he's got diarrhea.
You should have probably called in sick then. Anyways, go find a seat filler, Mike. We'll be right back.
He's like, I can't miss the Oscars, though.
We'll be right back with part 2.
Okay, we'll be right back. Take a shot of Pepto if you need it.
Let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah.
Welcome back to the Shooties. We hope you enjoyed some of your local NBC programming, kind of in the middle there, or like the commercials, rather.
NBC?
Yeah, sure. Probably a commercial for one of the Big Bang something, or one of the spin-offs. And then another for like a drama that definitely has two actors that you recognize but don't remember what from. Kind of like that little level. But we're back to the Shooties 2020, the year-end culmination. Of course, Mike, we are recording this in 2021. I should have started off the show by saying this. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yes, we are officially moving on to the new contenders for the 2021 Shooties.
Did you do anything nice on New Year's Eve or maybe the day that followed?
Well, my buddy Jake lives on his own, so it's within our legal right. I went over and visited him myself. One person visiting one person.
Right, God damn it.
Yeah, I spent New Year's Eve there. We had a lot of fun.
That's great.
We had some chocolate-covered shroomies.
Ooh, okay.
So we had some fun, giggly times.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That sounds
and other things.
That sounds
what about
really
you?
Nice. Stayed here at the apartment.
Yeah.
With roommate plus partners in hand. We played a board game. Played some board game. It's all like escape room in a box type game. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. That's
and
cool.
then checked out, there were some fireworks going out outside, just kind of standing on our balcony and looking south. So it was also just nice to kind of ring in the new year, kind of from all over, really. Sort of seemed just, just loyal citizens who have exercised their right to light fireworks in parks probably somewhere. And it was really nice to watch.
Yeah, sounds good.
But let's tear it up further because, like we said, 2021 is now. But the Shooties, these are awards reviewing that which is the best of 2020.
Yeah.
And every single week, Mike, we bring in. Rather, we crown winners every single week. There's a winner on this show every single week. Did you know that?
Yeah.
There's actually two of them. Of course, we're talking about the Wrestler of the Week.
With the Wrestler of the Week, of the Week. Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week.
Mike, we got to run down some of these stats. For both you and I, maybe between these two things, we can truly determine who the Wrestler of the Week kind of champion is.
Yeah.
Mike, so the nerds at home, they keep these stats pretty consistent and everything like that. You and I both, Mike, had 42 different Wrestlers of the Week over the course of the entire year. So think about that, Mike. You had multiple two-time winners. I'm going to go over to you, all of your two-time winners. You had Lana, Kyle O'Reilly, Penelope Ford, Sonya Deville, Britt Baker, Shotzi Blackheart, Kenny Omega, Becky Lynch, Edge, and Cody. Okay.
Yeah, pretty diverse list.
From both companies, all age brackets too. This one does have an asterisk for you because 1 week you did award Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page the Wrestler of the Week, which is legal within the rulings.
Yeah.
So Kenny he is a 3-time winner, but not in the same sense that your 2 3-time winners of the week are.
Okay.
Mike, your dual champions, co-champions, are both Sasha Banks and Io Shirai, who had 3 apiece.
Woo! So they're the highest.
They are your highest.
Io and Sasha.
Mike, we had the same amount of total Wrestlers of the Week. However, I had more 3 times, and you had more 2 times, so it kind of evens out. My 2-time Wrestlers of the Week are Cody, Roman Reigns, Orange Cassidy, Adam Cole, The Fiend Bray Wyatt, and Drew McIntyre. Okay. Now, I have 4 3-time Wrestlers of the Week to your 2, but the stats kind of even out either way. So my 3-time Wrestlers of the Week are Kyle O'Reilly, Eddie Kingston, Kenny Omega, and Io Shirai, which means if we were to combine all 84 of our conjoined Wrestler of the Week, Io Shirai is the clear champion.
Hey, yeah. I gotta give respect to that. She's been consistent all year,
and that's it is fun to look at through some of these things. I did have this number real quick. It's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times you and I had the same. We agreed.
That's so about like 20%.
Yeah, about that.
25%. That's cool. You know, if you were to ask me to guess, I don't know off the top of my head if I would have guessed Io Shirai, so it's kind of fun little surprise. But makes sense. She was great. Good champion all year.
Oh, fantastic.
I guess she won the title.
Yeah, all of these, everyone who's won Wrestler of the Week, everyone from Retribution to WWE's production team, Lucha House Party snuck one in there.
No, the Elimination Chamber, I remember.
Yeah, of course. You never forget that. Yeah, anyone else?
They snuck in there.
Else funny win one?
I feel like you.
I gave one to Ricky Morton.
Yeah,
because he did a Destroyer on an indie show. Yeah. So yeah, you know, there's some winners across this list, and it's always fun to play that.
Always fun indeed. Okay, let's kick off. With this might be a big one. Not the biggest one, but let's just kick off with the best tag team of the year, 2020. Good stuff. I mean, some shows obviously have better tag team wrestling than others. Even though Raw and SmackDown, we complain, but the best of their tag teams are still damn good. Mm-hmm. You know, the Street Profits, the New Days, the bunch. I won't say too many. Because let me just say my winner, sometimes tag teams are just two guys put together. And if they have great matches, great chemistry, great everything, I'm talking about Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page, my tag team of the year. Had a great run with the titles, had some awesome matches, and even a great breakup storyline. So what more could you ask for?
Yeah, super deserving. Champions for the whole year, or what felt like such a huge chunk of it.
Yeah.
At least. Yeah, big matches, too, honored by Uncle Dave himself.
5-star at one of them, I think.
5-star?
Maybe it
5-star.
was.
I think it was like 5 and 2, 5, 2, 5 and a quarter?
Yeah.
Might have been 5 and a quarter.
Yeah, little bastard.
That son of a bitch, Mike. But yeah, you said it right there. Oftentimes we do see tag teams kind of slapped together. Because sometimes we don't know what else to do with superstars, right? So think about the likes of Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro. We just fucking put them together. We have Bobby Roode and Ziggler. Like, I don't know, what are we going to do is fucking put them together. And in this time of tag team wrestling, the era, when we see such great teams, we do see the Bucks. We do see the Undisputed Era. We do see Street Profits. We do see the Best Friends, right? Teams who come in as teams.
Yeah.
And truly dominate. But Mike, just like you said, sometimes you just fucking put two guys together, let them work in the ring, and let them go for it. The 2020 Shootie winner of the year, best tag team unanimously, Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page. I think the biggest regret is we didn't get a name. We didn't have a name for the team to put it on a shirt. But yeah, right, Mike, you are exactly right. One thing that I certainly considered with this team was that we got the whole arc. We got them coming together, them winning, them being fantastic champions, and the downfall, even to the culminating match, right, which Kenny Omega ended up winning in the end.
Yeah, that tournament final.
And seeing the whole thing was that's it. That's what happens if you're gonna put two guys together. They're gonna fight eventually. It's amazing that Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura have been friends for this long without breaking up, because they're not even like a group. They're just two guys.
Well, I guess they figure if they break up, then they're even less likely.
Well, you think one of them would be like, no, I want to go for the IC title. You think one of them would be like, hey, give me main event.
Eventually, it'll happen anyway.
Well, I'm just saying, but you are exactly right. Fantastic champions
Consensus.
all year, well deserving.
Indeed, boys.
Way to go, boys. Mike, next up, we're giving away a Shootie. You know what Shootie we're going to give away? The best backstage personality.
Backstage, some more unsung heroes.
Backstage, the front stage of the backstage.
Yeah.
This one, I don't even know what to say about this one. We rag on some of the backstage personnel sometimes. Sometimes they get on your nerves. Or, when we say something like backstage, Charlie, all we mean is that she's back. We are going backstage. I think
it's in a term of endearment.
Exactly. It's not like
like you represent backstage.
Exactly.
You are.
You are like when something's cutting. When someone's getting the shit kicked out of them backstage. I know Charlie is going to be there. He's going to be there. But okay, so I'm actually going to give this award, Shootie. This is a brand new category, by the way, to this best backstage personality for a man who I believe did qualify. I'm giving best backstage personality to Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone spends I think he spends a lot of time kind of backstage. He's gotten super kicked a couple times. He has kind of followed people back to their car in those kind of runaway segments, and he's willing to do the fun Britt Baker segments. Of course, they went to the spa and they had a great time. Tony Schiavone also co-hosts the AEW podcast. He also hosts like the 30-minute post-show YouTube Q&A. The guy's kind of everywhere, and it's fantastic. He is involved in so many incredible moments at AEW that don't even involve the commentary desk. So I got to give my best backstage personality to Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, that all makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think you may have even convinced me So, yeah, I didn't really consider it that much, but he does do all that and more. So you're right. You know what? I'm going to go with Tony Schiavone as well for that reason.
There's your twist. There's your, another unanimous winner.
Yeah, you know, he does do a lot of shit. Some great interviews he had, like with Hangman and Kenny, and asked some hard-hitting questions.
AEW does that where they have those pre-recorded interview segments.
Which are like sitting down beside each other.
Which are always very good and feel very real. I feel like anytime WWE tries to do one, they'll try to play into somebody's gimmick. And like, you know, and then it becomes the Aleister Black thing versus just like two people sitting down and him being like, you know, more as if, you know, you would question a boxer. You know, like, how are you feeling about the fight? And then hold up the mic to them. Everybody's sitting down. It's calm. Congratulations, Tony Schiavone.
Congrats, Tony.
Tony.
Okay, let me pick the next category. We're going to go with the best television story.
Best television story.
Yeah, something that played out, I mean, throughout the weeks, through the pay-per-views, there's any kind of storyline that's going on. You know what? I got to say, one of the stories that I think helped carry through the COVID era, those long dog days of summer, they innovated. They got to do so much. I'm going to go with Sasha and Bayley, from teaming up to breaking up, the golden role models, winning the tag titles, winning every single title, to splitting and Hell in a Cell match, their whole saga. That was my favorite of the year, Sasha and Bayley. Saga.
That's the entire saga. That is really the only way to say it. Again, Mike, like we just said, kind of with Kenny and Adam Hangman Page over there, just to watch the whole thing happen is great.
Yeah, like, just let it all play out. They didn't do anything stupid.
Like, thank you for like seeing this through.
Yeah, we got a satisfying conclusion. Sasha won. She defended and she moved on. So we're like, thanks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know. Yeah. It started. It ended. Well, I mean, it'll never. It'll never.
Yeah. There'll always be more, but it'll always be a good match. So
it'll never truly.
Don't overdo it.
You know. Congratulations, Sasha and Bayley. The entire saga. Mike, we're sticking with WWE on this one too, you know, because as much as we harp, they do know how to do it. they do it
That's
for years.
The only reason that it's so frustrating is because we know how good.
Because we know how good it has and can and will be in the future.
And sometimes is.
I feel like when you're getting frustrated, it's more like you're angry because you're like, I don't want to wait another, like, it will be good in like 2 months. Just make it good now also, and then also in 2 months. Like, give me more, sir. Please. Sometimes, sometimes a TV story comes along, and quite frankly, it's still not done. This TV story is still not done, Mike, like you said. In the Covitude era, one thing that I have found particularly rewarding is the ability for them to literally speak and tell the story in the ring while they are performing. And it's been happening in this one particular kind of saga. Well, it's always a saga. On SmackDown Live for a few months now. I gotta give it to this whole tribal chief, head of the table thing. This whole thing. Roman came back with this sparklet under him that we've never seen before, and as soon as he took on that moniker, it was, I think he won it at SummerSlam, and then it was like Clash of Champions and onward has just been fire.
Yeah,
and
Paul Heyman at his side.
His little penguin at his at his side. The whole thing's kind of got me, and I think it's still going to be good, and I hope it still is good. Tribal Chief, head of the table, all of it.
He single-handedly elevated Jey Uso to a main event player.
Yeah.
Let us all see him in a whole new light, and you know, now he's turned heel and he's part of the crew, but he's still involved. So it's only a matter of time. Everything that Roman touches to turns to gold like his gauntlet.
Somehow, and Mike, I do have to say, this is Roman Reigns' second best TV story, Shooty. Of course, last year he was awarded Who Killed Roman Reigns? What's the story of the year from my voting? So something about Roman and being on TV. But yeah, I do have to say, I love that. I love hearing them talk. It feels so much more natural without having to have a microphone in their hand. And just using this ring microphone to pick up them speaking. It's fantastic. And they're using it to their advantage.
And they held up there, with good acting. Literally crying in the middle of the ring, in the middle of the match.
And by the way, Roman Reigns has bumped up his acting game. If we can talk about that for a second. Check out The Wrong Missy on Netflix.
He's putting together a little reel tape for Hollywood.
Fast and or Hobbs and Shaw. And then he's got The Wrong Missy. Check it out. There's the only two I've seen.
All right.
Check it out.
It's just a funny name.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe it's your turn to pick.
Pick, fool, pick. I want to talk best hair.
Ooh.
Like, this is a category in which you introduced.
Yeah. I just feel like there's so many nice, colorful hairdos out there and fun little things that they put in a lot of work. It's got to take a lot to maintain that week by week.
And just similar as we suggested to the Baron Corbin saga. I'm going to start saying stop me. I can't keep saying saga this whole time.
I shouldn't have never introduced.
You should have never introduced that word. Just like we said about Baron Corbin, he's cheap. He's got to be cheap on hair and makeup. If he just comes buzzed, he's good to go.
Yeah. You just give me a little touch up here, pull out the razor, get some shaving cream on his head, just.
It's like, have you ever seen that meme? It's kind of like a bunch of photos of the lead characters in Breaking Bad. So it's like Walter. Have you seen the show? You've seen the show.
No, but I know the show.
So pretty much it was the photos of a bunch of bald white men, and then right beside it was a photo, like a screen grab of the people who were the hair. Like the hair and makeup team, and it was like a bunch of bald guys. Anyways, that's what I'm saying, Mike. Because you are right. Hair can be colorful. It can be long. It can be sometimes thick. Sometimes thoroughly. Sometimes it can be a lot of it. Sometimes it can be everywhere. Sometimes your hair defines your gimmick, kind of too. Hair is so important in who your gimmick is. CM Punk with his buzz cut, he looks like a bad guy. CM Punk with his long hair, you just want to go to a rock show with him. But if
I thought you said bad guy.
No, I think and whatever I'm saying, whatever I'm saying is.
I think I know where you're going.
You ever see a guy with just this long greasy hair? And you think to he's got greasy hair, greasy beard. You think to
you can see yourself in the reflection of the
you think to yourself oh my God, you're greasy. You're greasy. You're grimy. I gotta give the best hair Shooty of the Year winner to Cameron Grimes. Yeehaw!
Wow.
He's got so much hair on his head, his face, his chest, his legs, his belly button. As a hairy man, I can very much relate to, I can only imagine what it's like to get that shit pulled. I want to know his hair routine. Because if my kind of long, grimy hair could look anything like his, that'd be nice. Cameron Grimes, best hair. You won it.
All right. Yeah, that was a surprise for me. But no, well-deserved, grimy.
Well-deserved grimy. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was a bit different than the road I take. I'm more impressed by the big, bright, flashy colors of the world. A lot of maintenance, like I said. There's a lot, though. We have orange, we have blue, we have purple, we have pink, we have green, we have red, we have everything on the road, pretty much. I think Jeff Hardy even does multicolors at once sometimes. I don't know.
Sometimes.
It basically came down to two people for me. One is just the hair looks amazing. The other is the hair is, a function. But at the end of the day, the coolest looking hair, the one that I like the most, that I'd be like, hey, man, that's some cool hair. I could hang out with that person. That's Shotzi Blackheart. I love that green hair. Just looks so cool. And even the way her hair is, just the volume, the body, everything about it's perfect. Shotzi Blackheart, great hair. But I'll give an honorable mention to Bianca Belair because that hair, it's a weapon. It's part of her character, her gimmick. But if it was green or something, she might have got the win. But sorry, that'd probably be way impossible to dye.
Oh my god, imagine that. Must be difficult enough.
But no, these girls like Shotzi and Candice and Sasha, they got to be like touching that shit up every week.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's that is why, you know, the hair and makeup staff. Yeah, that's what they're there for, you know. And I'm sure we don't see as many backstage photos of like fucking people getting their hair did or something, but I imagine it's like the day, you know, if
you watch the WWE 24s, you do.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
The girls are just like chatting.
Do they just probably do it like that day, right? Like, hey, we dye.
They're all just like sitting there, like on their phones while the girls are doing their
like
things.
we dye your hair in the morning, and then you're on TV at night, and then
it was funny. They're like, I remember there's the 4 horsewomen. They didn't even realize they're all like sitting there behind. They're like, wait, you're there? Like Charlotte's there, and like they all just started screaming.
Yeah,
they were just excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just the hair and makeup team for the whole show is fucking going bonkers. They must be.
Yeah, I mean a lot of them.
Yeah.
But that's it. That was our new category. Fun one.
New category champion.
You picked that, yes. So I will move us along to the best gimmick of the year. So a gimmick, I mean, it can really be anything. It can be a character. It can be a... well, I mean, it is a character, but it doesn't have to be over the top. It can just be straight-laced. It doesn't have to be like a monster, like The Fiend, or it could be. It's up to you.
It can be any of these things.
Yeah. It could just be a confident, a cocky person, an asshole, someone who plays the best asshole in the world. You can believe it. We've all met people like this. I'm talking about MJF. Best gimmick. He's better than you, and he knows it. He's joined the inner circle. He's good at sucking up. We don't know what his angle is because he's always up to something. But I love him. MJF, my best gimmick.
You're right. Someone just he's exploded in 2020. Also, huge rising star. It's like or breakout star rather. Yeah, he was up there for me. Gotta say.
Yeah.
Mike, you are right. You know, the gimmick. You know, it can be the most important part of the entire performance, right? If I can't buy into who you are, how can I be expected to buy into, you know, your merch? That's what it comes down to. Sometimes it can be a gimmick change. We see a lot of new. How many new gimmicks did we get this year? We got Kenny.
Well, yeah, Kenny switched.
Like a new gimmick.
Alexa Bliss switched.
Alexa Bliss switched.
For her evil. I mean, even the whole Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae turning heel.
Yeah, they've kind of know they have this whole kind of like, you know, they wear their tracksuits and stuff.
Yeah, they're all family now.
Exactly, right? We're always in search of new gimmick, but this winner for best gimmick, Shooty of the Year, Shooty 2020s. He doesn't need to change his gimmick, at least not anytime soon. Your unanimous gimmick winner, MJF.
Woo! And unanimous 2-time Diamond Ring winner.
2-time Diamond Ring. Might as well. If we're talking three-peat, I'm waiting for next year's a Diamond Ring because you know he's going to be there.
Yeah, I mean, by virtue, he should automatically.
Yeah, it's kind of like he gets to automatically, defend or something.
Yeah, isn't it like I don't know, in racing when you come in first, you start the next race in first or something?
No, I think that's kind of
Kart.
What that's.
Definitely happens in Mario Kart.
That's just Mario Kart. I should. No, I think that's why you do the trial or like you do like the day before.
The heats.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And then it's like if you have the best time on the course with then you're stacked like that. But yeah, you're right.
All right.
Good stuff. Congratulations to MJF. Yes. More wins for the inner circle. I wonder what show will win the most shooties. You know, when it
I don't know. I didn't really think about tallying it. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get that all together.
Well, it's hard to say because some people are on multiple shows throughout a year.
Yeah, you are right. Let's move on. Next, Shooty. We're talking the best champion.
Ooh. Yeah.
God, what's in a good champion? Is it consistent defenses? Is it a string of just playing your fucking character so well? It's
just constant good matches.
A lot of things have to go into this. You have to be on television enough. And I think the way you're booked on TV really will help define the type of champion who you are. And if I'm thinking my best champion for the year of 2020, I look no further than Jon Moxley. He won the belt at Revolution in February, and he held on to it through the Covitude up until just last month. Match after match, and even and as soon as he got that thing, we knew that he was on the path to righteousness. whatever you want to call it, because not only his arrival in AEW was the biggest fucking thing in the world, and then he held his time at the top.
Yeah, just consistently good performances on the mic and the ring. He does it all
in the
well.
Promo department, walking down those the side entrance, all that stuff. Jon Moxley, there you go, bud.
Best champion, yes, a good choice, but not my choice this year. But he's there. He's on my list, but he's not my winner. My ultimate winner. They held it. They held it from last year through most of this year. One of the best runs in that belt's history. Probably the best run in that belt's history. I'll say it right now. SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley. Unbelievable year. Great heel turn. I think that happened at the end of last year, but she carried it out. She kept that momentum. That whole storyline with Sasha, like we said, never really got stale. She had fresh contenders in between, the Nikki Crosses of the world, those fun matches. Even Lacey Evans had some fun matches. But overall, a great reign for the ages, Bayley.
Yeah, the heel Bayley was possibly the biggest thing for that character could have done. We all knew we were fucking past it.
Yeah.
And such a huge heel turn. And really, yeah, you're right. You're right. Just fucking led through 2020. Yeah, through these weird shows. The thing, like, when there's no one cheering for you, it's like it's hard to fucking tell if like these guys liked. Is it just me who likes these people? Congratulations, Jon Moxley and both Bayley. Well, Mike, I was just saying it. You picked. Wait, did you pick? I picked champion. Okay, I was going to segue. Nope, sorry, Mike. I stepped on your toes right there. Congratulations, both Bayley and Jon Moxley. Mike, you are up next.
Yeah, I don't know what you were going to segue into, but I will just go with most improved.
Ooh.
Was that it?
I was going over. I was going to segue, sorry. But that was on me.
Nope.
That was on me.
Maybe next time. Most improved. So, this one, most improved doesn't really mean you were necessarily bad before. You just got better. We noticed. We I don't know. You've just done more for us this year. Someone that I was really impressed with in the last couple months of the year here. They got a lot more screen time, some more storylines. Finally got some big wins. My most improved. I'm going with Lana because I'm always going to root for her now.
She's the new. She's our new thing, eh? She's our new.
I just like her. She's not the most over.
Yeah. So has that one paid off?
Most
has
improved.
That one paid off in your eyes?
2/3 of it.
We're still waiting.
She beat Lana. She won the Survivor Series. She beat Nia, but she didn't win a title yet. Once she wins a title, I'll be perfectly happy.
Okay, so Raw,
perfectly splendid.
Raw Women's Championship is the payoff.
Or tag. I would have accepted the tag title.
You were hoping for the tag titles. I do remember that.
Yeah, there's still a chance.
Congratulations to Lana for the shootie.
She got a shootie. That's pretty good.
That's difficult. Not everybody gets shooties.
Nope. There's some great names that have not won shooties.
Legends in the ring.
Literally.
Have never touched the prestige of this award. Mike, congratulations to Lana. And I am going to move over to Miss Most Improved now. This was somebody who, similarly to Lana, I feel like we've seen the transition. And you see the transition from dark matches to like mid-card matches. Maybe you get a stipulation match. And then maybe you do some impressive fucking work. Maybe the push, they give you a mouthpiece, etc., etc. Because I've got to give my most improved to the Butcher on AEW Dynamite.
Hey.
From the Butcher and the Blade, I feel like when they started, I was like, you guys suck. And then that bunkhouse match was sick, and he's been putting on some great performances surrounded by Eddie Kingston and Lance Archer. he's a big guy. I think he fits better with bigger dudes. And yeah, he's been booked very well lately. I've been super impressed. The Butcher is the most improved wrestler.
Yeah, no, that bunkhouse match really was a turning point for both of them. The Blade was great in that too, I thought. Just bleeding everywhere, literally, after his name, Blade. But yeah, no, both of them, they were really, came in with, we were like, who the hell are these guys? And now they're pretty cool. But yeah, the Butcher specifically, sure, most improved.
Sure. Oh, are you saying it should be a shared award? You're right.
No. I was just talking it out. Oh my god. I was just talking out your answer. That's all I was.
I feel like it should be a shared award now. Now you have.
You can if you want. It's up to you.
Now you have me second guessing. That's right. Get up here, the Blade. You're right. The two of you. Sorry, Bunny. Stay there. Stay down. Stay down, Bunny.
You pulled the Steve Harvey. You read the wrong.
I read the wrong card. I'm sorry. You lost. Butcher and the Blade. You get the big win. You're right. The two of them. It's fun. It's nice to see a tag team kind of. Yeah, these guys are improving together, cleaning up on Dark, and now they're here on the main roster.
Yeah, I mean, sooner than later, they'll probably be elevated to a tag title, maybe even win.
Why the heck not?
Who knows?
Why the heck not?
I don't know if they'll be the one to take the Bucks, but who knows?
Let's hit up our next shooty. We're coming down the final stretch here, but we are talking about the most over. Another new category for us. This was especially odd for me, I feel as though, because I'm... are they over in my eyes, or are they over in the fans' eyes? And with no fans, it feels weird to judge that. Did you feel that weirdness maybe this year? Yeah.
It's also the matter of, separating, your personal feelings versus the overall feeling, or how do you define most over?
Is he booked to be, are they booked to be over? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, or are they well received, or is it how you feel?
Kind of a little bit of everything.
It's a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. So what I gotta say is about the most over. I kind of went with someone who I felt like encompassed a little bit of all of those things. Over, you're a babyface. You can be over as a heel. You can be over as fuck as a heel.
Oh yeah.
But people think about over as a babyface, but I gotta go with that heel route. Because someone who just changed everything for me on SmackDown Live and professional wrestling, this is the whole thing. Roman Reigns, I think you are the most over.
Yeah,
I said it. I never. Quote me on that, Mike. Put that on a shirt. Put that on a shirt with my direct quote. After that, the dude came in, and I know there's no fans there, but they'd be booing fucking louder than they were before.
Oh yeah, but in a good way.
But in the good way. Finally, in the good way. It is special to find that heel that you truly hate. And I think for that reason, Roman Reigns, you got to walk away with this one.
Yeah, no, that's very convincing. Very convincing.
Way to go, Roman.
But I'll go on the opposite end. I'll go for babyface in this regard. But like you said, no crowd, so it is hard to tell. But you can just tell when some wrestlers are more like, we know Baron Corbin, people aren't going to give a shit. But one person that we all love, even when they are kind of in between doing things, you can do some heelish things, or you can be conflicted yourself. You're human. You have these emotions, these dark thoughts sometimes. I'm talking about Hangman Adam Page. He's kind of been on all sorts of... He's been in the tag team. He's been kind of teasing the heel stuff with Dark Order and FTR and all that. But at the end of the day, I think the crowd still always loves him. He's still doing his drinking shtick. Probably won't be sharing beers anytime soon, but...
Yeah, maybe not sharing any beers, but you're right. And it is so special to have that Daly's Place crowd there.
Yeah, they're still there. What's there, and everyone loves Adam Page. Mm-hmm. He's one of the few guys that everyone loves.
Everyone loves him. Everyone loves everyone loves the kid.
Yeah, everyone loves him. But yeah, he's my most over for now.
Congratulations.
Okay, yeah, we are getting down to the wire here. Let's go with the feud of the year. So yeah, just wrestlers.
I like that you're
Great intro.
now you're struggling to find.
I'm just trying to think. No, because I mean, yeah, these are names that have already popped up earlier. So I'll just say it because I already talked about it earlier. The feud of the year. I love their stuff. They have history in the past from NXT all the way up till now. Sasha Banks and Bayley. I love the whole teammates angle, the golden role models, to the breakup, to their great matches. And it's, like we said, it's something that'll always be on the table for the future. You can always go to it and have a great match.
They really stepped up their game this time around, because I feel like this isn't the first time. It seems like it seemed like every so often, maybe like 9 months or so, they would put Sasha Banks and Bayley like hovering around each other. But then
But they never pull the trigger.
And then never pull the trigger on it, or it never kind of formulates to what it ends up could being. Maybe they stop it for whatever fucking reason halfway through. Mm-hmm. But to see these two actually get to see it through, like to the end, and like you said, they can come right back to it. To see a feud from beginning to end, and to see the success and the pitfalls within the middle. Bayley and Sasha Banks, you are the unanimous feud of the year Shootie winner. Unanimous.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, new category. This was one of our last new categories. Also, I like these ones.
Yeah. No, I think we picked some good ones. We deleted one or two that the fans won't remember, so that's fine. And overall, we got a nice round number of 25 at the moment.
I like that.
I mean, we're open to add.
Of course.
But yes, we are running very low now. I think we're coming up. How many do we have left?
4 more.
Now? 2,
Three
3,
more.
4? 3.
3.
Yes. Well, yeah. I think.
I picked feud. No, you picked feud.
I picked feud. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we agreed we're going to close with that other one.
Yeah. So let's get right to it. These are our last 3. God, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about best female wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
I think. What were you going to say? What I was going to say was
it's very. I think it's one-sided. I think there's one company that has.
It's pretty fucking obvious where we're pulling this particular performer from. And then even the list of women who could have won this award, at least for me, it gets bigger every year.
Yeah, I mean, the ones that are here sticking around, we get introduced to like a dozen new ones.
And then, even things where you see new people and then they're doing great things on the mic, off the mic, in the ring, out of the ring. And it's like, hey, everyone's getting better. And that's, I think, like the coolest part to see, especially with some of these women's divisions out here. Cough, cough, AW, cough, cough. Cough, cough, cough. But one woman who impressed me, she's already won 2 Shooties tonight. She won, I guess, the Wrestler of the Week, penultimate winner. Also, I got to give my female wrestler of the year to Io Shirai. Spot after spot, big match after big match. She takes to the sky like not many other performers do. And it's great to see. And she is kind of, and it also really helps that she is surrounded by the best women's division on the planet. Mm-hmm. And and those things kind of breed together. Each one of them elevates each other so much more. And Io Shirai she's at the top right now, but there's 14 other who are just fucking ready to take that championship off you, girl. But Io Shirai, you're my female wrestler of the year.
Yeah, excellent choice, Io Shirai. That's who I had last year, I'm pretty sure.
That is correct.
But I'm going to switch it up this year. I'm going to have to go with another person who has won multiple awards tonight. She is one of the greatest of all time, men or woman. Of course, I'm giving it to Sasha Banks. Come on down again. Grab your award. You're just so good. I love everything you do. Last year you had a bit of a lull. I think she was injured for a while. And then she finally came back with the blue hair. And ever since then, she's been amazing. And I mean, she always was amazing, but she's been booked to suit her skills. And yeah, my woman wrestler of the year, with Bayley not too far behind.
And at a time that like we needed it. Like, we needed, like, this past summer and the way the show, and the Covitude era and the lockdowns and this, like, we needed a fucking good story. And we got it. And they delivered. The two of them, really.
Yeah, they made those belts. I mean, they always mattered, but, yeah, the top belts of the shows at many points.
I remember, there was a stretch of, like, a month or month and a half where it was out of, like, 6 TV shows, they main evented 5 of them. Or something, or like kind of like they were either a women's women's kind of tag or whatever, or a closing segment that involved the SmackDown Women's division. And same thing, they brought everybody up in the process.
Yeah, always, anytime you get a women's wrestling match, for the most part, it's going to be good on those.
It
shows.
seems like it. Yeah, it seems like we're at the point now. At least, yeah, SmackDown. I'm kind of more confident now. And I'm like, yes, we will always get a good match. Let's move on. That was fantastic. That was Female Wrestler of the Year. Let's move right over. Oh, excuse me. Shooties. Yes. The best male wrestler. Mike, this one's on you to kick it off.
I mean, this is it. We're getting right down to the end. Best male wrestler. Lots of good stuff. Mostly, I think it was the big boys this year contending. The heavyweight contenders for me. But I'm going to give it to. I didn't know. I don't know if this would ever happen, but he came back. He just had an amazing performance. Played his role perfectly. We're talking about the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, your male wrestler of the year. I know. I couldn't believe it, but he's knocked it out of the park.
Wow.
Since he's come back to a T.
Apparently, co-starring in The Wrong Missy has really huge effects on this guy. The Tribal Chief, man. What else? We can't say anything more than we already know, and I feel like we only know a quarter of the story.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty more to untapped potential.
Maybe he'll just come into the Rumble and eliminate literally everybody. I don't know. Maybe he'll win he'll enter the Rumble and win it. He's the fucking Tribal Chief. He does what he wants.
He could. I'm not saying it couldn't happen.
I'm not saying it couldn't. Of course, the Rumble is like, 3-4 weeks away at this point.
Yeah, just about.
Congratulations to Roman Reigns on Male Wrestler of the Year. Heavy hitters, like we said. All the world champions felt like big motherfuckers.
Yeah, we didn't really have there was no Jinder Mahal.
There was no Jinder Mahal. There was a Braun blip, but there was no Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, Braun and Goldberg had a blip.
There was a Braun Goldberg blip. But that SmackDown Championship was so good outside of that we almost kind of forget about it.
Reigns like erased it completely.
Yeah, it's like we just extend the Fiend's reign to kind of cover the Goldberg and Braun time because it's like that one didn't really count. But yeah, I'm going over. We're hopping off the main roster. There's nothing else I can say about this person that hasn't been said already. My male wrestler of the year is Jon Moxley. Coming in hot from the year, beating Chris Jericho. I loved all the shit with the eye when he peeled off that eye patch, and he was with the look reveal. Of like, I'm okay. You're like, like that was huge. That was a huge moment. He had so many great things. Brody Lee. He was in there with of course, the Eddie Kingston work. Is fucking that's Oscar worthy, let alone Shooty worthy. Wow. So Jon Moxley, you are walking home with the male wrestler of the year, Seth Rollins, looking out from the outside.
I was gonna say, yeah, we've now got 2 out of 3. Seth Rollins at home with his baby,
LaRue.
And I will say, Seth Rollins was nowhere near contention in this year.
No. A lot of I guess he would have been closest in my probably like promo ish category. Yeah. He had some good stuff.
There were some good points with the Messiah,
and then I guess he was involved with the work with Dominic Mysterio being pushed to the top of the rock. He was there. So
I mean, both him and Moxley were involved in eyeball angles.
And then where's Roman on that one? We should have the best eyeball angle Shooty of the year. And that means only one. That means we're down to our final award. Of course, they wait until the very end of the night to award the best picture. And this truly is the best picture of the professional wrestling world. We are talking about the match of the year.
Match of the year.
And match of the year is everything to everybody, or it can mean so many things to everybody. Does that make sense? They can happen. I feel like they happen more often than we think that they do. We're often saying to ourselves, this was a great year for us saying to ourselves, oh, that was match of the year. That was match of the year worthy. I felt like we were saying ourselves with so much more wrestling. We were saying ourselves to that. Something like after every single pay-per-view. It's something that like you find special within the match itself, and it can be something emotional. It can be something brutal. It can be because you fucking love spot fests. There's certain people, certain superstars who we know are capable of huge matches at a moment's notice, at the drop of a dime. But then sometimes we get a performance out of somebody that we didn't even know they could pull out of their ass, and look what the hell they did. So, Mike, we're going to present this in a top 5 format. I have arranged mine in that kind of top 5 format also. So, Mike, would you like me to kick it off?
Yeah, because I think I kicked off that last one. So.
Sounds great. So, coming in at number 5 was the Hardy AJ Sami Zayn ladder match.
For the Intercontinental title.
Intercontinental. I believe that was at Clash of Champions, I believe. Or the week after.
Probably.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I loved it was great Sami Zayn work. AJ Styles, great at everything he does. And then we keep getting those. We'll always get the Jeff Hardy swanton off a ladder. Onto a ladder. We're always going to get that spot. It was great stuff. It was great stuff in that one. Coming in number 4 for me and this feels like
are we alternating, or are you just gonna do all yours?
Oh yeah, whatever you'd like.
Yeah, I'll give you my number 5.
Okay,
right
cool. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. My number 5, great match. We've already talked about earlier on the show. Culmination of the feud: Bayley versus Sasha, Hell in a Cell, SmackDown Women's Championship. Just an awesome title match. All the weapons, all the crazy fun. Sasha getting the big win. So there's my number 5.
Number 5. Congratulations. They've been all over the place throughout the afternoon.
Oh yeah, they had a great year. You can tell.
Okay, 4th best match of the year. Like I said, sometimes the emotional story. Sometimes it's the spot fest, or sometimes it's just something you fucking liked watching. And this feels like a lifetime ago. But I got to go with Orange Cassidy and Pac from Revolution.
That does feel so.
February. That was only in February. It was 11 months ago. I remember how fun it was. Of course, I think so. Pac gets the submission victory with that guillotine cross, or whatever the fuck they call that.
Yeah, I forget what he calls it now.
That crossbody thing. But it was right when we were getting exposed to Orange Cassidy for the kind of first time. That was his big first match, and we get the
first
kicks.
Pay-per-view match.
Exactly, big pay-per-view match. We get the kicks with the crowd going nuts and the kip ups. It was a lot of fun, and you can still watch. I think that match is actually full for free on YouTube on AEW's channel. It's a lot of fun, and that was this year. Wow,
that was all right. Well, that leads me nicely into my number 4, because taking place on the same show. Just a straight up fantastic tag team title match coming in at number 4. I'm talking about Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page versus the Young Bucks.
Yeah,
just a classic. I think we talked about earlier, 5-star Meltzer classic. Just a damn good tag match. One of the best of the year.
The 5-star Meltzer classic. That sounds like an order from a fast food chain.
Yeah,
the 5-star Meltzer classic.
Yeah,
you're exactly right, Mike. That was your 4th best, and I guess that's on me for 3rd. If 1 was 2, then 3 was 4, because my 3rd best match of the year, exact same one. Hangman Page, Bucks. Watched it again earlier on in the week. It's still as good as the first time you saw it.
Yeah, just like a 30-minute banger. Just excellent. Some of the best tag team wrestling you'll ever see.
You will ever see.
Mm-hmm. All right, that was your number 3.
That was my 3.
So that leads me to, going from more of a standard technical match to just a wild, carnage, crazy frenzy. We've already talked about some of the spots earlier, but we just had so much fun in this match. The Women's War Games match. I love it. 2 for 2 they've been so far. And, of course, they're going to have another awesome one next year. Can't wait to see what EO does Maybe next year we'll get the moonsault in the garbage can.
Moonsault in something.
Yeah.
As long as she's in something.
Off the top of the cage.
Off the top. As long as she moonsaults off of something, in something, and onto something else. Mm-hmm. That'll be a fantastic. That'll be a fantastic spot.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's on it for me for number 2. This was one that changed the entire 2020 WWE landscape, and it happened so early on, and it was two amazing match. It was 2 matches we got in one. It felt like, but that's of course I'm talking about the men's 2020 Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Everything up, even moments where Brock was fucking dominating, it's still good.
Oh yeah, because you're like, someone's got to get this guy.
It was so fantastic. Of course, we had Edge's return. Also, and that crowd pop was huge.
Oh yeah,
that crowd pop. Was
huge. And they made it look like he was almost going to win, so they had a good run. You're like,
down to our final 4. That led into Randy, and yeah, that Rumble. Goddamn.
Yeah, one for the ages. We've been saying it all year.
Yeah.
So they've definitely got big shoes to fill this year.
Mm-hmm. Fingers crossed.
I know.
Oh my god.
It'll be hard without crowd, but we'll see.
Be.
Maybe there will be a small crowd.
Hopefully.
They're in the
hopefully, yeah.
the baseball place.
NBA teams can do it.
Tropicana Field. That's it. Okay, number 2. You mentioned this one earlier, but I liked it just a bit more than you. The triple threat ladder match: Sami Zayn, Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, Intercontinental title. Yeah, one of the best ladder matches I've ever seen. I think. Just such cool, clever spots. More earlobe, the handcuff through the ear to the ladder, and yeah, just more handcuff stuff with Sammy and AJ, and of course all the bumps, the breaks, the falls. Just a damn good match. That IC title's had a great year as well.
It really has. Yeah, well, maybe. I guess we have best champion title of the year would be like a.
Yeah, which belt had the best year?
Yeah, maybe we'll look into that for 2021.
That could be a category. Yeah.
I do like the sounds of that. You're exactly right. Sami Zayn's thing now is, he's always been fantastic, and he's been given this little kind of window to shine, and he's taken advantage of every single second of it.
Yeah, he's just he's everything Baron Corbin wishes he could be.
I bet he is. Yeah, I bet he is.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that does come down to number 1, Mike. Some like we said, this is the best picture of the of the Shooties world, of the wrestling world, right? We oftentimes have these massive budget Titanic James Cameron. Yeah, we know James Cameron puts out banger movies. Sometimes Leo DiCaprio's there. We're like, yeah, of course Leo DiCaprio's, he's a banger actor. And sometimes we get this like little independent movie that comes out of nowhere and it amuses us. It makes us laugh. It makes us cry. It makes us twinge. That's not even a word, but it makes us do it.
I think it's a word.
Mike, my match of the year is the parking lot brawl between the Best Friends and Santana and Ortiz. Wow, there was something about this matchup. It was fun. It was brutal. It was different. It was funny that there were people like around cheering them as if it was like a bar fight. There were a bunch of cars set up. Orange Cassidy was tricked in a trunk. This match had so many different things, and I got to see 2 people, or four men rather, that I didn't know that they could do this, and they did it.
Oh, yeah. A lot of bloodshed.
Not to mention the broken glass, the dented hoods.
Oh, yeah. And multiple broken windshields.
Broken windshields. There was a bat. Everything in between. This match was a lot of fun for me. And I watched this one again also, I think it's the other week. And ending with Sue, his mom, giving the middle finger
that was perfect.
from her van. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was different. And it really crushed it as far as I'm concerned. That parking lot brawl, you're winning the Shooties, baby.
It got 5-star from Meltzer, didn't it?
Yeah, that
controversially.
Controversially, 5 stars from David Meltzer.
Yeah. Yes, good pick. I'm gonna switch over though. Kind of similar though. It was a crazy year for wrestling. We had tons of matches that didn't have to take place within the confines of a wrestling ring. You had your crazy Wyatt match. You had your stadium stampede. You had that parking lot brawl you just mentioned. But the one match that stood out for more than me, the perfect film, just flaw. I love everything from beginning to end was perfectly executed for me. The perfect way to end a career. Because I'm talking about the Boneyard match. The Undertaker versus AJ Styles.
Wow.
I just loved everything about it. Meltzer didn't rate it because he's a kook, but I would give it 5 stars. I mean,
he's a kook.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you had the benefit of shooting things over if they wanted, but much like lots of this Covitude era, there's the same deal. But I just loved it. Everything. The moments, the cameos, the appearances, throwing Gallows and Anderson off the roof, and I don't know, just everything. Ending with burying him in the grave. Everything was perfect way. He rides off on the motorcycle. Perfect way to end the career after all those blunders in Saudi Arabia. They finally found the right match to finish it.
The Saudi blunders.
And AJ Styles, you couldn't pick a better opponent than AJ, so great match. Great way to end a career.
It truly was. What an honor it must have been. Because Taker's going out, he's picking who it's going to be.
Yeah.
Or there's some conversation level that's like a step further than just like, okay, Vince walking up, it's like, Taker, you're going on
like
Tozawa.
Yeah. Or Baron Corbin, like Kurt Angle had to.
Yeah. Oh, Baron Corbin.
To go back to Baron Corbin.
He jobbed out to Baron Corbin, I believe. I believe Baron Corbin won that match.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're exactly right. What a way to go out. What an honor for AJ Styles, and it speaks volumes about AJ Styles too, who gets literally buried with his hand sticking up. And now what? Now he has a bodyguard, and he was the fucking he lost nothing. He was like gone for 2 weeks, and now he's still like running Monday Night Raw right now.
Yeah, he could be WWE champion next week, and no one would blink an eye.
For all we and nobody would be surprised. Be like, yo, did you hear they made AJ
I'd
champion?
Cool.
And you're like, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh boy,
that was incredible! What 2 non-traditional wrestling matches as our matches of the year, and some incredible champions all throughout. Yeah. Mike, you and I have unanimously agreed on best tag team 2 years in a row now.
There you go.
And
because you and I, a tag team.
You and I are a tag team of sorts. Of course, Judas, Chris Jericho, another unanimous decision. Bayley and Sasha, feud of the year. Tony Schiavone backstage, and Pat McAfee celebrity appearance. Mm-hmm. Damn, you're exactly right. Oh God, I love the Shooties. The worst part with the Shooties is that they eventually have to end.
They have to end. I'll give you one fun fact for my match of the year.
Okay.
Or just because you mentioned it. 4 out of 5 matches for me were all gimmick of some sort, whether it be ladder, Hell in a Cell. My only normal tag was the normal tag, the Hangman and Adam Page.
Oh yeah, I guess Cassidy Pac was my only like normal single match, and then Omega Bucks. That was probably no stip or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and only one match had a crowd for me, and that was the same watch.
Yeah, I guess 3. Anyways, it does. It does. Well, if you count 4, if you count the parking lot brawls, they're like the people cheering beside the cars, which I totally count.
Sure.
Oh, Mike, that's always so much fun doing the Shooties. I love doing this show, and we get to celebrate our yearly awards and start our tally for next year's champions.
I mean, we're in January now, so the count is on. The
Rumble is at the end of the month.
Yeah, that's if it's anything like last year, we have strong contender for the Shooties 2021.
Oh, very
that Rumble
much
delivers.
So. Huge standards that this
they
Rumble
really
needs
did.
to lead
they
up
really
to.
did set the bar last
They
year.
really set the bar. We are the bar. Okay, Mike, I think that's all the time that we have. We will be back next week with our kind of normal first-ish show. A bit of a longer week, I guess, if we're catching up on missed info.
We'll figure out our day, but we have the Brody tribute show and everything else around that.
That sounds great. And then, of course, our normal wrestling action. Well, thanks for listening, folks. It's Shooties, Super Brothers Wrestling Podcast. Rate, review, like, and subscribe, because we're not going anywhere.
Never.
Okay, thanks for listening, folks. You take care of yourself, Mike.
We'll see you next time.